Good morning, children. This is the lecture for class 7, and this is chapter number 10, the feeling of oneness. So, in this chapter, we are going to discuss about the feeling of oneness, that how the people they are united with each other. So, in this chapter, we are going to study about the value integration. So, this is a chapter in which, first of all, we discuss about the India. As we know, children, India is the country of varied ethnic groups, community, culture, and languages. So, the people they eat different type of food, they have different culture, they have different type of religions. So all the peoples they are having different type of language, but still they all are united with one another. So there is a feeling of oneness. There is a feeling of oneness where the people they are dependent on each other. They like each other. They share their culture, they share their languages, and they are just like a same nation. We all are living together. So what is that integration? Integration is a psychological process in which the people of the society they are loyal towards the country. They take interest. For them the nationalism is above their issues and interests. They always give value to their nation. So the people they are irrespective of their caste, creed, religion and languages, they all belong to India, and every citizen of India is they feel proud that they are Indian. So same way the national integration of the nation, it depends on integrity of the individual, how the people they are together with each other, how they are dependent on each other, and how they are cooperating with each other. So national integration is achieved when the people belonging to different community, belonging to different religion and the culture group, they live together with a harmony with each other. So since the age of Ashoka and Akbar, India has been a strong and a powerful country. So the glimpse into the past, if we look back into the past, it shows that religious tolerance and communal harmony have always been seen an integral part of our nation. Means the religious tolerance and the communal harmony means the peace. So that shows the integral part of our nation. Almost all the religion propagate that people of India should be united. So all the human beings are of same race, says Rig Veda. This is a saying by Rig Veda, that all the people they belong to the same race. Mughal period Emperor Akbar, with his liberal and Catholic outlook, said that truth is no monopoly of any religion or sect. Means truth is truth, whether it belongs to any religion. So truth is always a truth. So this is the Catholic outlook. Okay. During the Mughal period, Emperor Akbar, with his liberal and Catholic outlook, said truth is no monopoly of any religion. In his text, the contribution of Bhakti movement is also not unforgettable. Sant Kabir, he is one of the protagonists of Hindu-Muslim unity. Sant Kabir, his sayings were followed by both by the Muslims as well as by the Hindus also. So he described himself as a son of Allah and Ram. So that is why whatever the Sant Kabir sayings was there, it was followed by everyone, maybe the Muslims, maybe the Hindus. So that is why the word has used there, progolist. So because he whatever he says, it was followed by everyone. So he's just himself described that he is a simple human being, and he is not Hindu, he is not Muslim, he is not Sikh, he is not Isai, he is simply a son of Allah and Ram. Guru Nanak Dev Ji united Hindu place of pilgrimage like Mathura and Varanasi. His last long journey was his pilgrimage to Makkah and Medina. Guru Nanak Dev Ji in Punjab, he is respected as a king of holy man. So, beside this, he is also considered as Guru of Hindus and Peer of Muslims. So, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he also whatever the guidance he gives, whatever he sayings he has given, so it is also followed by the Hindus as well as by the Muslims. So he is called as a Guru of Hindus and the Peer of Muslims. So before 1947, for more than 200 years, India was ruled by Britishers. The national freedom was the most significant. So unifying factor of Indian politics. So the movement created the feeling of nationalism among all the Indian. So at that time, the people of different state, following different religion and speaking different languages, they all united together to drive out the Britishers from Indian soil. At that time, everyone, whether it is a Sikh, Isai, Hindu or Muslims, they all have united together and they want to drive out the Britisher from the Indian soil. So that developed a feeling of national integration among all the Indians. So in the year 1857, it was a turning point. In this year onward, the people strongly felt that the colonial rule should be ended. The movement started in the small town named Meerut. It was a movement, started in Meerut on 10th May 1857. It was mutiny against the British troop of India. So what is the meaning of mutiny here? That whenever some elders, they instruct us to say something, we doesn't follow. So the soldiers, they were against the Britishers. So whatever the commands they gave, they were not following that. And later, the small stream together became a powerful flood. So, as to regain the country, the lost freedom, soon it became a national wide movement. After a long struggle, finally in 15th August 1957, India gained its freedom. So, keeping the view of interest of people, India gracefully adopted almost all the religion, traditions and culture. So, India is the birthplace of 4 major religions, that is Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism and Sikhism. Today, we are very proud that our great religious leaders like Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Lord Buddha, Lord Mahavira, etc., they enriched the nation with their preaching. They propagated about ahimsa and non-violence. So, that is why nowadays India is free from Britishers. So nowadays, India is a fast developing country and the whole world is watching its rapid growth and development. We have reached the age of technological advancement by the way of satellite development, computer networking and online education. India, as it is the land of varied geographical feature, so different places have different climate, different landforms and different crop patterns. But the people all over India hold similar outlook and moral values. So the people, they are united with each other. They have the feeling of oneness in each other. So that is why, because of different cultures also, India stand united. So it is because our constitution has laid down certain principles. People of India enjoy the freedom of thoughts and expressions. They are allowed to practice, profess, and follow any religion. Equal rights are given to the people of every religion, sect, area, and culture. So that is why our India is nowadays, it is a united country. Now there is a small story, and this incident was narrated by our former president, Dr. Abdul Kalam Azad. So he has this is the story of his childhood. So one day in his childhood, when Kalam returned home from the school, his father has never failed to say his 5 times prayers. Okay, so 5 times prayers means nawaz. His father was in the he's a Muslim, so he says the nawaz 5 times every day, and he has gone for his prayer. His mother, she was performing her nawaz. She finished her namaz after reciting the verses from Holy Quran. So when the mother finished her nawaz, Dr. Kalam asked her about the meaning of holy verses which she recited every day after the namaz. His mother replied, "Son, it means everyone follows a path. He or she who decided the path of accountable for his or her actions." His father was also an imam of the local mosque. Had 2 friends, Pakhi Lakshmama and Reverend Father Bodal. So Pakhi was the head priest in the temple of Rameshwaram, and Reverend Father Bodal has built a church in island where they lived. So Dr. Kalam said, "I grew up watching all these 3 great personalities discussing about integration of heart from the Holy Quran." So the Holy Bible, the Holy Bhagavad Gita, Holy Quran, from their discussion, I have learnt that whichever religion you follow, the path selected by you will lead you to based on good actions. So what he was observing, that his mother is reading something from the Quran. The same thing his father's friends, they were also discussing about the national integration. So he was in the habit of listening all these things. So in his childhood, Dr. Kalam was a mediocre student. He was hard working. He is a good student. When he was in 5th standard in the Rameshwaram Elementary School, he used to sit in front of the bench along with his close friend. So, and the close friend named Ramaswamy, the son of Lakshmana, who is the friend of his father. Then the new teacher had come to his class, and owing his cap, Dr. Kalam was easily distinguished that he is a Muslim. The teacher could not comprehend a Muslim boy sitting with a Brahman boy. So Dr. Kalam was asked to stand up and go and sit on the back bench. The friends were forced to move apart because they both were friends, but one is Muslim, one is Hindu, Brahmin. So the teacher doesn't want to sit, that Brahmin boy is sitting together with a Muslim boy. So he has told that you go and sit on the back bench. So they both were friends, but they both were moved apart. When the incident was narrated to the respective father,